Okay, sounds good. Welcome everybody. I'm Adam Hauser, the president and CEO of Meals on Wheels Central Texas, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. Of course, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and in the holiday spirit, we're very pleased to host this great event in the Meals on Wheels Central Texas kitchen, led by our very own Chef Ruben. And we are going to be assisted today in two very important ways from our good friends at HEB. First, HEB has really been a model corporate citizen in our community by supporting hunger relief agencies, and that's certainly been the case with Meals on Wheels Central Texas, and even more so during COVID. HEB has supported our mission financially and through volunteer participation by having their team members visit our office and help us deliver meals to homebound seniors in our community. And for many years, including this one, HEB has been the supporter and underwriter of our Thanksgiving meal delivery, which will take place this Friday on November 20th. And thanks to HEB, 2,500 homebound seniors in our community will be able to enjoy a Thanksgiving meal this year. And the second way they're assisting us today is by having one of their chefs assist Chef Ruben and in our kitchen today. And so I'm going to turn it over to Tamra Jones, who's the public affairs manager for HEB, to say a few words and introduce Chef Emily. So Tamra, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Adam, and good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see everyone on this call. And I know there'll be more jumping in, and there'll be a rebroadcast too. So thank you for inviting HEB to join your cooking session. We're thrilled to partner with Meals on Wheels of Central Texas once again, and excited too for a lot of things. But our volunteers will be out there this Friday too, helping to deliver those 2,500 meals. So right now, I'm excited to introduce to you and your viewing audience our talented HEB chef, Emily Madden, who will be assisting Chef Ruben today.
Okay, Chef Emily, we're turning it over to you.
All right, Chef Ruben, Chef Emily, welcome. If anybody has any comments as we go or questions, please type them into the chat box and we'll get those shouted out for you. Let's go.
All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back once again with What's Cooking with Chef Ruben. And today we have Chef Emily along with us from HEB. And what we're going to start with is we have a roasted turkey, we have dressing, and we have an Almondine green bean. And Chef Emily has
A blueberry lemon dumpling.
that sounds delicious. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started with making the cornbread dressing first. So you're going to get your two 16-ounce boxes of cornbread dressing and just make it like the instructions say on the box. Cook it off. All right, so after you've done that, you're going to add your 2 cups of celery, 2 small onions. Then you're going to add your 4 teaspoons of sage. If I can get in it.
You got those wrapped up pretty good.
Yeah. Then you're going to add your 3 cups of chicken broth.
Is that a 3-cup box or do you just know when you
It's
don't
a
need the
4,
rest?
so I stopped on 4. But then you're going to take your, remember I said 1 bouillon cube? Well, we're going to use 3 because that's a little bland with just 1. But
Okay.
remember, these are kind of salty, so season the taste if you like. I add a little bit of water. That's about 1 cup of water. And you add that in. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to let that soak there. Just let it soak for 15, 20 minutes or whatever. But once you've done that, you're going to mix it up pretty good.
Okay.
But let me show you your end result.
So it's kind of like when you make a bread pudding. You want to let all
Yeah,
that soak
something
in
like
together.
that. Once you make your end result, this is what it's going to look like.
Ooh, okay.
Okay,
That looks
so-
good.
So that's not done yet, but what we're going to do, we're going to take it, put it in the oven at 350 for about 35, 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right, so you've done this, you prefer if you like it to go darker color, you cook it a little bit longer, but at 350.
And it'll go in uncovered, right?
It'll go in uncovered. Just cook it just like that. All right, so. Next, we're gonna start with the turkey. Put it in the oven at 350 for about 35 minutes. Okay, so now
Looks
it's
good.
over. Next, we're gonna do our turkey. All right, so you're just gonna take your 10 to 12 pound turkey. Once you got that done, then you're gonna take your onion. Cut your onion into quarters.
Okay. You're using a red onion.
Yeah, red onion. You can use yellow, prefer, or white, doesn't matter. Stuff it inside the turkey. Take one garlic bulb, cut it in half, shove it inside.
That's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
But it's trying to separate all that out.
Take your lemon. Put it in the fork. Cram it inside. You're just stuffing it,
You're just stuffing it up there. All of those good aromatics.
right? Then you're gonna take you some thyme.
You've got some fresh thyme there.
Got fresh thyme.
If you never buy fresh herbs, Thanksgiving is definitely the time to do it. It's
Yeah.
gonna elevate this turkey to such a level. And you get a lot of things you can find growing in your backyard too, if you know how to find them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Really?
Yeah, I see rosemary on the side of the street all the time.
Yeah, rosemary for sure, but wow.
All right, so you stuff your thyme in. Then you're gonna take you some butter, which is 1 stick of butter.
So Adam's saying he always stuffs an apple inside his turkey.
I do that with mine as well.
You do?
I like to use Honey Crisp.
Okay.
It's a very juicy apple. It's not too sweet, and then I just eat some afterwards.
After, okay.
You know?
About how many people does a 10 to 12 turkey serve?
All right, so you're gonna take 1 teaspoon of thyme. That's fresh thyme still. You just pull it off the stem, put it in your butter. Remember, that's 1 stick of butter. Then you're gonna take 1 lemon.
What do you guys think about fried turkey versus roasted turkey?
I love them both.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's pretty unanimous and easy.
If you've never fried a turkey before, I definitely suggest researching it a little bit because it can be very dangerous.
You burn your house down.
Yes, very quickly
We
too.
don't want that. Okay, so any thoughts on smoked turkey?
Love it as well. Smoked turkey is so good.
Yes.
As you know, we have barbecue joints in some of our stores.
Uh-huh.
They make an amazing smoked turkey. It was just moist, juicy, so flavorful.
So good. Oh. Now, Chef Ruben,
Yeah.
with the butter, are you using salted or unsalted?
That's unsalted butter.
Unsalted butter, okay.
All right, so then you're taking your butter mixture, which is what the 1 tablespoon of thyme, the lemon from 1 lemon.
Ooh,
That looks amazing.
that looks really good.
You drizzle that on.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Then you gotta put this in the oven at 350 for about 2.5 hours.
350, 2.5 hours.
So I'm gonna use the timer for the turkey over here. I got timer over here for the dressing.
you're cooking at home on Thanksgiving, Chef Ruben, do you miss your big ovens here that you can fit so much into at one
You
time?
know what? Yes, I do. Okay, so Chef Emily, do you want to make the giblet gravy for me?
Yeah, so, in my family, my brother is the gravy king. I will do almost everything else, but when it comes time to the gravy, I go sit down and my brother makes the gravy. But Chef Ruben has taught me how to make a giblet gravy, giblet gravy, which I've never done before, so I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out. So we've got the giblets and the broth in this bowl here. And then, how many eggs is this?
That's 2 eggs.
2 hard-boiled eggs that we've just chopped up and kind of crumbled. And that's the new part to me. I've never seen that before. I'm super interested though.
Okay.
I mean, eggs in gravy, it sounds insane, but I'm gonna try it. So we're gonna stir this up. And if you notice, I heated my pan up first. Always start with a hot pan. It makes a world of difference. So we're just gonna get this nice and heated. And then I've got 1 bouillon cube here. And like he said, these are pretty salty, so we're not gonna add any extra salt. Let this dissolve. Throw in a little water. And what's nice about the gravy is that you can make this at almost any point in time. This can be left to the very, very end while all your casseroles and everything in there is kind of resting. So you don't have to worry about, the gravy will kind of congeal a little bit if it's set too long. Or you can make this ahead of time and put it in a crock pot, keep it warm.
Oh.
That way it is ready to go and you don't even have to think about it. You can be doing those other things in there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So I've got this all going. I believe that bouillon cube is pretty dissolved because I can't see it anymore. Bouillon cubes, that's something you should always be aware of. I was thinking pepper. I love pepper. There's no such thing as too much black pepper to me. It used to be a currency back in the day.
Yes.
But the way I use it, I would have been rich or something.
Or you would have been really poor because you would have been spending all of it.
That's what it would have been. So now we have a powdered gravy mix that we're gonna add. And you can find this at H-E-B. You can find all this stuff at H-E-B. Here, your one-stop shop.
Now, what flavor of powdered gravy mix did you use?
Poultry.
Poultry, okay.
Get this whisk going. Remember, if you're using a nonstick pan, do not use a metal whisk in your nonstick pan. Get like one of those silicone whisks. But
Okay.
I don't recommend that. They don't whisk as well.
We do got specialists, but we don't
Okay.
have a whisk. Sorry.
We're just gonna keep doing this so it's nice and thick.
Nice and thick.
We want that thick gravy. We can sop it all up with our rolls and our turkey and taters. It's like I did 2 Thanksgivings this year. This is so exciting.
It is exciting. It is. So I was thrilled to death because I guess for some reason it did dawn on me. And I said this morning, oh my gosh, I get lunch today. This is great.
All right, this is starting to thicken up. Not quite where I want it though.
Yeah, gravy is one of those things that does go pretty quick though.
It does.
You gotta watch it, get it where you want it.
Yeah. It's something that you don't want to leave unattended. It's
Right.
not like you can start it and go off doing something else. You really want to stick close to home on this one.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother, he has his own gravy jar that he measures all of his ingredients with. And if he can't find his gravy jar, he will tear that kitchen apart until he finds the gravy jar.
Okay.
I don't know what is so specific about this jar, but
Well, that's why he's the gravy master
it
in
is.
your house.
I don't question
you know?
it, I just eat the gravy.
So, what are your favorite cooking shows on TV?
Oh, that's hard. Great British Baking Show.
Okay.
There's nothing better than that. It's so soothing. They're so nice.
Boy, cars, Donna driving dives, really.
I like that one
Food of all places are always the best.
too. Always good. Have you ever taken a recipe you've seen on a cooking show and done it at home?
Numerous times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I never stick to it.
Okay.
yeah, you know, that's true.
You gotta work on your own.
Recipes are like a roadmap, but there's other roads to get to the same destination, right? So they just, give you that outline, that guideline, and then you kind of take what you like and leave what you don't. And you have this, but not that, and you kind of make it your own. And
It's just a suggestion, right?
yeah, exactly. That's actually how I started teaching myself how to cook.
Okay.
Was I would want to make something, but I didn't know how. So I would look at several different recipes. Say I wanted to make macaroni and cheese. I would look
Okay.
at so many different macaroni and cheese recipes, and then I would kind of put it all together and then create my own recipe out of that. So a great way to start is pick a recipe, pick one dish, look it up several different times, see what's the same, see what's different, and then go from there. Woo, look at this gravy.
That looks good.
Nice and thick. Those giblets all fell apart. Ooh, this smells so good.
It does
Look at
smell
that.
good.
That's a beautiful job, Chef Emily.
Thank you. I'm a
Thank
good teacher.
you.
I'm a good teacher.
All right, so now that we've got that done,
Yeah.
all right, so I'm gonna heat the pan up. Now we're gonna make the green bean omelet. All right, so I got lemon juice from lemon and I got some unsalted butter.
How much butter was that?
That's 2/3 of a cup, 2/3 of a cup.
Okay.
All right, that's cooking down. Now we're gonna take 3 shallots.
All right.
Let me get you some shallot instead of
Oh, it's got a milder taste to it than regular onion.
That all mixing up there.
I love that sound. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Maybe you can pick up on that big sizzle.
Yes.
You cook with your ears too.
You know
Yeah.
that things are happening then,
Yes,
right?
that means your pan is hot enough.
Okay.
If you don't hear a sizzle, then your pan probably needs another minute or two to get nice and
Get that
hot.
temp up.
All right, with that, we're gonna add a little bit of pepper
Okay.
and a little bit of salt. I'm using kosher salt.
Is there a reason for using the kosher salt specifically?
It's a thicker grain, but
Okay.
I can use table salt, but I just don't like the brininess of it.
Okay.
All right, so that we got that done. Here's my green bean. All right, so what I got is 2 pounds of green beans. Okay, so I blanched those already. All right, so we're gonna let those heat up a little bit.
Did you start, were those fresh green beans that you
These are
planted?
fresh green beans, yeah.
Yeah.
Got them at H-E-B.
Woo!
So does more. Blanching is such a great technique for a dish like this because you saw how vibrant that green was.
Yeah.
That comes from after you boil the green beans for a minute, you shock them in ice water.
Okay.
And that stops the cooking immediately and saves this awesome green color.
That's exactly what I did.
Woo!
Okay, so now we're gonna add a cup of almonds. I toasted these almonds,
Okay,
so you're gonna put them in.
And those are slivered almonds,
These are slivered onions. You can use slice.
sliced or slivered, if either one will work. So I can't wait to see this.
It's such a classic dish.
Yeah,
It's very easy and it goes with so many different meals. If you can nail this recipe, you can impress any house guest.
nice. And maybe a little bit lighter than your typical green bean casserole or something.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Which I love that too.
Yeah.
But next to all the other stuff, with all the bread and the stuffing and the gravy
Right.
and all the pies, there's pies, so.
Because
you
you
know.
gotta think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dinner's just part one.
Yep. Actually, dinner's part two. We got appetizers that we've been
Okay.
snacking on all day.
There you go.
All right, so now I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of parsley.
Give that another stir.
Give that another good stir.
Even through my mask, I can smell how good everything smells. I wish smell-o-vision wasn't invented, because I would love the way it smells.
I know, that's one of the things, right? When you're watching a show instead of actually being there.
You wish you
know,
could smell
it.
it.
So, Chef Ruben, can you tell us what will be in the Thanksgiving meal that we're delivering on Friday for
Oh,
seniors?
sure, turkey
They
with
say
gravy.
you support? Yeah.
Turkey with gravy, dressing, and what was the other one? Huh. Trying to remember.
Potatoes, you just sort of potato.
Is it potato? I don't know.
Mac and cheese. Broccoli rice casserole.
No, it's not that either. Well, I have to remember it.
See, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
But we know there's turkey and stuffed dressing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, we know that for sure. Okay, so we're gonna take the casserole.
Those are gorgeous.
Oh, they are. And the color did stay so nice.
Especially because sometimes, like, Thanksgiving plates can be a little on the bland side color-wise.
Right.
This is gonna add a huge pop of color to that plate. The turkey's the same color, dressing's the same color, gravy's the same color.
Yeah.
This is gonna add a nice pop to that spread.
All right, we'll just take a little bit of lemon. Not much, because we already got lemon in it.
Squeeze a little bit on top, give it a little bit of
All right.
bright flavor
Chef
there.
Emily, would you place that over there? All right, so by the magic of TV, we're gonna go to the dress. Now, remember I showed you what that looked like. Once it's finished, once the dressing is finished, this is what you got. There it is, creamy spinach is the.
Turkey dressing and creamy spinach.
Yeah. All right, so we got the dressing there.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Oh, that does look so good.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Now, once the turkey's been in there for such a while,
And oh my gosh,
we're
Golden
gonna
brown.
take it.
that looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, and you've got your nice garnishes ready to go.
The star of
All
the
right.
show.
And Chef Emily, you place that there.
Absolutely.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
goodness.
And there you have it. Now, we got Chef Emily
Oh,
coming
it's
up.
so good.
We got Chef Emily coming up with her dessert now.
Well, if you can manage not to get full on all of this delicious stuff that Chef Ruben popped up, I'm gonna do a dump cake. So, the dump cake, I grew up with them being called quick cobblers. So it's basically a very easy, simple cobbler with very few ingredients. I made this whole dish for under $10. It serves about 12, so that you're looking at about 60 72 cents per serving. Awesome price on
That
that.
is.
So if you're spending a lot of money on the meal, you don't have to spend a lot of money on the dessert for it to be really, really awesome. So I'm going to start with frozen blueberries. I chose frozen blueberries for a couple different reasons. One, berry season is in the summer. So the blueberries in here are going to be much bigger and much fresher than the fresh blueberries you're going to see on
Okay.
the shelf. Because all frozen fruit, all frozen foods, they're harvested when it's in season and they're frozen immediately.
Okay.
Peeled, clean, frozen, bagged. So you're going to get a nice quality blueberry out of these. If you notice, these are huge blueberries.
So that's really good to know.
Mhm. And it's way cheaper. The frozen blueberries are way cheaper than the fresh blueberries right now. These are 1 pound bags. I'm going to use a bag and a half. You can use the full 2 bags. Say you don't ever use blueberries for anything, and you don't want this half bag of blueberries sitting around in your fridge. Throw them in here too. It's going to be fine. My roommate makes smoothies every morning, so I just saved them for her smoothies in the morning. We don't need both of them. And now we've got a half a cup of sugar. We're going to use white sugar. I really do not recommend using any other type of sugar. For this dish especially, white is going to be perfect. Now, we're going to take the zest and the juice of half a lemon. I have my fancy little zester here, which I bought at H-E-B. People for like $10. So you can even buy that at H-E-B. If you don't have one of these, you probably have a cheese grater at home. And most cheese grater have the big side and then that small side. You can use the small side for this. You don't have to go buy a zester. You can actually even use a fork to zest your citrus. So you don't have to buy anything fancy. The zest is just the colored part. Once you get to the white, that's when you stop. The white gets a little bit bitter, and that's bitter in here. So I'm just gonna go across. It's about 2 or 3 passes till I get to that nice white. And you notice I'm using half of the lemon, right? But I didn't cut it yet. It's much easier to zest a full lemon than a slice or half of lemon. And I love lemon in my water, lemon in my tea. We're using lemon for the green beans. So this is, you're gonna repurpose this in something we're making today.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna go to waste. All right, that's about that. And even with this mask on and all these smells, that lemon,
It comes
so
through.
fragrant. It is so fragrant. And this acid is really gonna help balance out the sweetness of these strawberries. Acid that's food science. That's what I call food science right there.
There you
It
go.
really just, you need that balance. It's a nice yin and yang. So the recipe calls for thawed out blueberries. These are just partially frozen. That's okay. No worries. That's totally fine. It's just gonna take a little longer to cook. So you can use totally frozen blueberries. You can use totally thawed out blueberries. Or you can use somewhere in the middle. Your cook time is just gonna change a little bit.
Okay.
So now I've got this all tossed together. Sugar turned out purple. Now we're going to prepare the pan. You ever see a recipe that says pour into a prepared baking dish? That means it's been greased in some sort of way. You can use a cooking spray, but I'm already using butter for this. We're using unsalted butter. If the recipe specifically calls for salted butter, then use that. Otherwise, best rule of thumb, unsalted butter.
Okay.
That way, as a chef, we get to really control how much butter or how much salt is going into our dish. And especially with unsalted butter, it's kind of this like mystery zone you're going into. You don't know exactly how much salt is in there,
Okay.
plus what you're adding and like all the other stuff. It's much easier to control, especially if you have somebody in your family that is trying to reduce their sodium or be more conscious, more heart healthy like that. Definitely go with unsalted butter. And that way each person can salt on their own. Just use my hand, spread it around, great way to get kids involved. We don't want playing with their food. Make sure you get it in the corners. Now we're gonna pour this right in here. Just gonna spread it out. We totally have room for that other half bag of blueberries in here. So there's plenty of room if you want to use it. But I'm gonna stick to my recipe today. Now, what really makes this fancy is the choice of cake. Normally, I do dump cakes with like a vanilla or a yellow, but I'm using a lemon dump cake today. Everybody knows lemon and blueberry are like the best of friends. So this, I took something old school and simple. I made it just a little fancy by adding lemon. Oh, everybody likes juice.
It's not too late.
It's not too late. And I'll show you why. Because I got my little juicer. Which we also sell at HEB. I love this thing. We use it so much at our house. We actually bought a second one because it's always like dirtier in the dishwasher. So we're like,
Okay.
we need two now. But we're a citrusy household. It also helps keep the seeds out of your dish.
Oh, that's nice.
Boom, just like that. And since I forgot, I'm gonna give it another little toss.
So we had Adam say that you guys are a great team, like HEB and Meals on Wheels Central Texas. You should,
Yeah.
you should consider starting your own cooking show. And something else that they,
to me, huh?
I said they definitely agree. HEB could package together ingredients for a specific recipe. And you guys would be great together on a show to help people learn how to cook new and healthy recipes.
I would love to hang out with Chef
And
Ruben.
vision.
That would be fun.
So see, look,
So now I've got my cake mix. We're not doing anything to this cake mix. I'm opening it up and dumping it on top. It's a dump cake. I dumped everything in there and I'm dumping this on top. You could easily make, if you wanted to, you could do like a cobbler topping, like a more traditional cobbler topping. Most of those ingredients are gonna be in here. And it's gonna really taste very, very similar. But this lemon cake, it's just gonna make it taste like so kind of fancy. And it's so easy.
That's right, it's also incorporated with sugar already, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
because it has all that stuff in there. And because, you know, when you make a cake, it just adds for like oil, a little egg, and some water.
yeah,
So a lot of the moisture we're gonna get is from the blueberries.
okay.
And then I got my sugar down there and my lemon juice as well. So we've got moisture underneath that's gonna kind of cook up top. And then
Okay.
now with the rest of my butter,
Oh.
we're gonna slice it and put it on top.
I know.
I've seen
More
some
butter.
recipes that'll say to melt the butter. I don't like to do that. I want my butter cold, because that way it'll melt slower and I'll get a crispier top.
Oh.
Yeah. Especially when baking, the temperature of your butter matters a lot. So if you're making like a pastry dough or like biscuits, you want a cold butter because then the butter will melt in the oven, creating these little pockets and these flaky layers.
Okay.
So if it calls for cold butter, just go with it. Cold butter it is. And this isn't the coldest, but also that's okay. Because it heated up with the warmth of my hand when I was spreading it around. So it doesn't have to be like rock solid. It doesn't have to be in a perfect pattern. You're just gonna eat it, it's fine. It's totally fine. And you're gonna, if we're speaking ahead and you're at the store, grab some 1905 Creeping Creations Vanilla Ice Cream.
Oh.
Put that on top, because who doesn't want a collar with ice cream on top of it? It's Thanksgiving. If we're doing it, we're doing it. What?
I got some at home right now.
Oh, you say yes to
I
that.
didn't like it. I was like, Ruben, get out of here.
Oh, we got around the ice cream, I got something at home right now.
H-E-B makes the best ice cream.
Yeah.
They have a seasonal flavor right now. It's a honey sopapilla ice cream.
Oh.
Y'all, it is cinnamon ice cream with swirls of honey and little pieces of sopapilla in it.
Oh.
It's the greatest thing ever. Ever.
That Sounds delicious.
Yeah. So that's how quick this took to throw together. We're just gonna throw this in a 350 oven. Anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how thawed your blueberries are.
Okay.
If they're frozen, it's gonna take closer to that 45. If they're super thawed, it's gonna take closer to about 30.
So you want to kind of watch it.
So you were semi-tall, right? We got 35 minutes right now.
Boom! Pop that in
Look
there.
at that.
And then when it's done, you're gonna get
Oh, that looks so good. And that was such an easy recipe to put together. It
Nice.
doesn't take that much time.
nice
It
and
looks
crunchy on top,
it's
golden
beautiful.
brown all the way around. You can easily serve several people or one.
Or it just depends on their sweet tooth level, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, a serving of one. Servings are very relative.
Exactly.
Very easy, very quick. You could definitely use canned pie filling as well.
Okay.
If you're gonna use canned pie filling, don't add the sugar. That sugar's already in there. 'Cause you
Okay.
can get one of those big cans of pie filling. Use that. Do the lemon juice and zest. Just don't add the sugar. And then
Okay.
you're ready to go.
That's good to know. Very good to know. Look at this beautiful holiday meal coming together.
Beautiful spread. Beautiful, beautiful spread. H&E has everything you need and more for the holiday season.
Well, not only can you get your food items that you need at H-E-B, you can get your serving items and
Yeah.
your different utensils that you need, beautiful tableware.
Absolutely. We have all of that and more. And you don't even have to get into the store. We have curbside and delivery services available. This year we close at noon on Thanksgiving Day, so you have all the way up until noon on that day to come get any of your last minute stuff. You can get even curbside pickup on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're not
Until
doing delivery on Thanksgiving Day, but you can get a curbside pickup. So say you forget the green beans and lemons. Do a curbside order for those, pop into the store, they'll load them into your trunk and you're on your way.
and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
That sounds fabulous. It makes it so simple.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much going on right now, just in general.
Yeah,
Let's keep it simple,
yeah,
but keep it delicious, all at the same time.
exactly.
Woo. This looks
This is looking
amazing.
fabulous.
so. I'm gonna go now.
Oh, no, somebody chase her down.
Woo, this looks
Okay.
amazing. Any questions out there, y'all?
Does anybody have any more questions? And now, Ruben, can you tell me about how many people does that 10 to 12 pound turkey feed? I think I asked this before, but I don't remember.
You know, I'm thinking maybe 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Okay.
Yeah, but good rule of thumb is about a pound per person.
Okay.
Because remember, you're paying for all the bones in the turkey, you're paying for that little bag of stuff on the
neck and
inside.
all- Yeah.
You're paying for all of that,
Okay.
and leftover turkey sandwiches have to happen. So you're always gonna have someone that eats a little
I'm
more.
thinking about that, but
Yeah,
I'm a man. You
Oh.
wanna heat it up.
so you need to buy an extra pound of Ruben.
An extra pound of Ruben. Okay. So how do you get the turkey so golden brown? Is that because of the butter?
Yeah, it is because of the butter, the rub we put on it, and then you just let it roast. But
Okay.
if you think it's getting a little dark for you, then you can cover it with oil. A lot of people like to bake in a bag.
Uh-huh.
That leaves it a little tangy color, not looking done, but it
Right.
actually is nice and tender. But I prefer to do it this way.
Okay.
I do
Excellent.
mine, I'll start it off tinted in foil, and then towards the end, I'll take the foil off, turn the heat up a little bit, and then I'll baste, and then that last baste, that's when I pour my melted butter on there, and then it gets nice and golden brown. So
Okay.
there's so many turkey techniques out there.
Really?
You have to find the one that's right for you.
It works for you.
Yeah.
This looks absolutely beautiful.
This
though.
one definitely works for me. That looks delicious.
All right.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any other questions, and I guess this is it, we're gonna wrap it up. We thank you so much. We've so enjoyed having you both here today. I think people are gonna leave here hungry, and they're super excited, excuse me, to get all of these great recipes. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be included today.
Oh, we are so thankful today. Bye all.